And we're back. Black and Tan Barrier Podcast. And we got a crazy subject for you tonight.
Masculinity.
What is masculinity to you?
Me, growing up in a single mother household, yeah, I didn't really understand what masculinity
Same
was
here.
until I got older.
Same here.
I guess when you're a kid, you're like just manly stuff, working on cars, uh, being able to fix stuff, taking care of the house,
Mhm.
working out,
Yeah,
you know, chopping wood and in your plaid shirt, stuff like that.
right.
Those Brownie commercials.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, they're like what we had was like the examples we kind of saw on TV.
Yeah, we had like He-Man and stuff like that.
Yeah, so like it was either cartoons or different TV shows. Definitely like Rocky. I was always used to rock
yeah.
Rocky. I was like
Love Rocky growing
that's
up.
how I ended up getting into boxing. It was like my grandfather used to box, and then like later on I started getting into boxing too. So that definitely helped me out to kind of build my masculinity.
Yeah,
But,
just
yeah.
stuff like that.
So yeah,
Just seeing
so
that
would
growing
you
up,
just
yeah.
what working on cars, working out,
Yeah, fighting,
fighting?
basically.
Yeah,
Yeah, just stuff to show that you can, take care of your own, hold your own, take care of a village type of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally. All right, pretty simple, straight to the point. Definitely okay. Like I have a different perspective, like well similar, but like a little more extensive because I did have some time with my father from here and there, like spending summers with him, whatnot.
Now you're showing off, bro.
Oh, stop it! Damn, was it that bad, bro? Damn. But I had some time with him, but it's like it was kind of difficult because like especially if you were raised in a single parent household when it's living with your mom, like you only get her side of the story.
Yeah, that's what I grew up with. Too.
And so, like, a lot of times you're seeing your father through your mother's eyes, and you're kind of seeing the pain that was caused to her.
Oh man,
And
that's
you're
true.
yeah, and you're not like really looking at it in the full perspective because maybe she could have done some wrongs too.
But she
not
never,
pick-
she won't mention that. Part.
Yeah, they're not gonna mention that part. And then like when they get older, they're so quick to forget how they used to be when they were younger.
Yeah.
It's like you used to chase after Chad and Tyrone, and you should have been going after the nice guy.
Like Marty McFly's mom.
Exactly, totally. So
Yeah.
so that's kind of what was going on in my household. Is like, and I seen it both hands. So I really took a lot of the side of the woman's side. Like
Me too, man.
yeah. So like my grandmother, she was in a tough marriage, and then my mom ended up having a touch situation with my father, whatnot. And so you kind of resonate more with the feminine energy, thinking like, oh, you got you'll get some masculine like, okay, I gotta protect my mom because she was hurt. You know what I'm saying? But you're not really looking at the full
No,
spectrum
no,
of
you're
like,
not.
okay, what it really truly means to be masculine, what boundaries you have to set with women, not let women try to walk over you and control you.
See, that's what messed me up when I was younger. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna be the ultimate gentleman.
Yeah,
I was kind of
totally.
like that early video of Tupac back in like
Yes,
88.
totally. It's like it totally metamorphosis. Like gotta get your heart broken and realize you can't be all soft with these girls because like they like hardness, they like masculinity,
Yeah.
and so you need to be the exact opposite. Sometimes that might you have to hurt their feelings, and we totally got the opposite of that because we was raised by the women. So we think,
Yeah.
okay, we just gotta be nice all the time, make sure that she's happy, and it's like no, women like the emotional roller coaster. They
They
want you to put
do.
you in their place.
So I remember I used to talk to girls. They're like, "Oh man, he treats me like this so bad." And then next minute they're like, "Oh my god, he loves me so much."
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
and all that stuff. They want that. That's the guy they remember. That's the guy that stimulates their emotion. You have to set those boundaries and say no.
yeah. In
you
my
know?
head, I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah,
Why do you stay with this guy?"
yeah, but that's what they like. And so we had to like,
I'm like, "Come with me. I'm the nice guy. I'll treat you right all the time."
yeah, but that's what
Yeah,
that's
no,
too
that's-
boring and predictable for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, being masculine is learning how to be a leader, having good leadership skills, having boundaries, knowing when to speak up when it's necessary. Of course, having the ability to protect yourself and your family. Like
Knowing when to
having
dominate your woman.
having discipline and focus. Like these are very important to have as a man. So you got to know how to be disciplined, focused, and like really plan your life out and know where you're going. So
Yeah.
that's a lot of things. Like if you was raised a single parent household with women and you're a male, like you're gonna be lacking in those areas because you got to have something to look up to. So it took me a long time to kind of get over past things that happened with my father with myself and with my mom. So you have to understand that, like, you have to look at it from both sides. Don't just be one sided and think, oh, my mom was done wrong. It's like, well, she picked that person. You have
Yeah.
to understand that she made choices as well when she was an adult, a young adult. So, it is what it is. So you gotta look at it in a broader spectrum and understand that being a man is not easy. You have to do things that need to be done, even though you don't feel like doing it. Like, women have that luxury to be able to, if they don't feel like doing it, it's whatever, because they have other assets that can help them get ahead in life.
Yeah.
Like, they lead with their looks. We have to lead with our mind, our mindset, like our mentality.
Our mental strength.
Yeah, our mental strength. Like, women have mental strength too, but it's like it's more with the emotions. They have stronger emotional strength and emotional intelligence than we do.
Yeah, us guys, we could dumb it down and just zone out and do what we gotta do.
Right. So yeah. So sometimes we have to do it, even though it doesn't feel good. Women, they can have that luxury. So yeah, that's what masculine really means to me. Is like really like buckling down
Eat
when
shit,
things
get
have
it
to
done.
get done. Yeah. Like this goes back into evolution. Like, we had to make decisions regardless on how we felt on it. Like, you know, like prime example, Kevin Samuels made the example with the Survivor type show Bear Grylls Islands,
Yeah.
and they had like the guys on one island and the girls on one island, and then you totally see like girls, they are communitarian at heart, so they want to do things in the community. Like, you get a carrot, you get a carrot. You get one carrot, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you pregnant? Okay, you get two carrots. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
But men, it's more hierarchy. So it's like, okay, that's the captain. This is, you know what I'm saying? This is the general. This is the, it's the colonel, the captain. So the lieutenant, the sergeant. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
It goes all the way down. But women, it's like everybody's
Yeah.
equal, and it's like you can't.
So
run,
men have a chain of command, and
yeah, it's
women,
chain of command. You can't really run. We never seen a successful society ran like that. All those societies, communitarian,
all failed.
all failed. The Russians, the USSR, they failed. Uh, old, was it? I believe it was the Greek. I believe it was an island in Greece where they exiled all like the rebellious women, and they built their own empire there, ran by women. They had men there, betas. They had
Yeah.
men there with them, but the women was one that controlled society, and they eventually got conquered. It's like, because they try to start getting a little big, whatever. It's like, no, we're gonna wipe you out. No artifacts left over.
Is there a modern society right now that kind of has that? I forgot who mentioned it, but like all the gender role jobs and everything, that's all just spread out.
Where is
It's
this?
like not working there. I forget, somewhere in Europe. And like there's a good example of why.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Denmark.
Yeah.
Denmark, Scandinavian,
Yes,
Scandinavian countries.
Yeah.
It's all egalitarian, and then all the people, they tend to, everything's equal, but everybody tend to go back into their gender roles.
Yes.
And like the women tend to do things that's referring to people, that's what their jobs are, and men continue to do things that deal with things. Like, women like deal with people, men like things. So all the women, they either like teachers, daycare, botanists, they do stuff like that. And then men usually, the
Regulars.
the physical labor jobs, engineering, science, STEM. So that's what it is. So men and women are different. Like, men need to be primarily masculine. This new clown world we're living in right now, everybody's all over the place, gender neutral. Shoot, even got clown self.
Yeah.
So this is a really odd world we're living in. It's very confusing for people that grew up traditional to really, especially for young men. It's like to really find and be comfortable in their masculinity, because when they try to exert certain things, they get shamed, especially at a young age. I had it happen with me. It had me struggling young, because when you start showing different aspects that remind your mother of your father,
hmm
they'll say certain things and make little slick comments that kind of make you second guess your masculinity in yourself. Of, is that okay to do? Is that not being offensive? Certain things like that. So a lot of times that might stunt your growth in other ways. Your development as an adult, and the adult male is like not being comfortable exerting certain masculine traits. And so that can really kind of sidetrack you until you maybe move forward in life and find other mentors or get a better relationship with your father if he's still around, and kind of learn things to kind of like be comfortable in your masculinity. Because nowadays everybody's telling you it's toxic to be masculine, it's toxic to be a man. It's like, no, you need to be in touch with your emotions and be more feminine. We're not saying you got to be a stone cold and hard all the time, meaning like there's times you have to cry, like mom passed away, someone very close to you. Okay, those are times, but it shouldn't be like something that's happening all the time. It has to be like, dang, pops must have been really hurt if that made him cry. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it can't be something that happens on a regular basis. It gotta be like
You
rare.
can't run your life on.
Yeah, it's like I've very rarely seen my father cry. And it's like maybe twice. I'm pushing 40, man, and I only seen him cry maybe twice. And it's those close relatives that passed away, my brother and his brother.
I was never close to my father to see him doing that.
So but he you hear him tearing, but he ran off into the room. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to do it in public. You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
family see him as lost.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, dang, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I had more respect for him because he was trying to hold it up. You know what I'm saying? So I really understood that because I had to be strong for my mom when her mother passed away.
You had to be that pillar of strength.
Yeah, you had to be that. You had to be the strength. So that's one of the keys of being masculine and being in touch with your masculinity is being strong for others, even when you're feeling a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? So I knew I had to be strong for my mom at my grandma's funeral because she was broken down. She was really close to her mom. So, so you had to be that strength to kind of help them endure. So it ain't nothing wrong being masculine, gentlemen. It's like you have to, search for that so you can exert your authority in life and exert who you want to be and strive to get a positive path in your life. So nothing wrong with being masculine. So masculinity is highly important to men. Now women, they're a lot masculine nowadays as well, and it's like that's
not a fan.
Not a fan of it. It's like y'all need to be in touch with y'all femininity. It's like that's where it is. It's like that's what's wrong with today. It's like men are too feminine and women are too masculine. We have literally reversed roles.
I don't want a masculine girl.
No.
I have my boys for that.
Exactly. So yeah. So like to be a masculine is like knowing when it's time to be alone. You gotta have that alone time sometimes to get your own thoughts together because sometimes you may not exactly have the right group of people around you. So you need to get your thoughts to yourself to figure out what you want to do with your life and not have it influenced by other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if you're not really sure. Yeah, especially if you're not sure of yourself. Yeah, people will gaslight you, try to, stray you off your path. It's like, what you doing, man? You can't do that. You ain't supposed to act like that. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to have some time to yourself to kind of get your thoughts together and find out who you trying to be as a person. You know what I'm saying? So that's highly important. And then if you do have people that you need to be around, you gotta be positive people that's gonna be an influence that you look up to, that they're gonna inspire you to do better and be honest with you and not be what's the word for it? Pretty much be honest with you and not be worried about your hurting your feelings. Because today's world, it's like everybody's like feels before reals. It's like it's like no. Like if you want to have a true wolf pack with you, you got to have people that you can confide in. It's like, hey, is this the right decision I should be making, or should I do it? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're like doing certain things, like Kevin Samuels had that. Like he had people that he trusted that could critique him. Say, did I go a little bit too far with that comment? Should I say a little bit like this? So that's the time when you're like you finally know who you are, who you're trying to be. That's the time you have your wolf pack with you, and you are all going in the same direction.
Yep.
That's the key, because certain things you're not going to be able to talk to with your woman, because she's not going to look at it in the same perspective as you are, because she's a woman. She's going to look through it through her perspective. I hear women say that all the time. Like even when they talk about other women, they can have empathy for other women, but they rarely can have empathy for men. They can have sympathy for men. Oh, I feel sorry for you, but you really can't understand our experience. You know what I'm saying? But men, we have to understand our experience, and we have to understand the woman's experience, because if we don't understand women, we ain't gonna be able to get women.
True.
And then women, they have that luxury to not understand men, you know what I'm saying? Because they can get by on their looks. like life don't hit them in the butt until like later on, like late 20s, early 30s, when they like, oh shoot, I gotta do other things to try to keep this man around because I'm not getting the same attention I used to get. you know?
It's sad for the woman who figured that out really late.
Yeah, really late. So it's like, so yeah, guys, get in touch with your masculinity. Start doing things like get hobbies. Get hobbies so you can start finding other things to do with your time instead of wasting time, playing video games all the time or whacking off all the time. It's like you got other things you need to be doing productive with your life. So you gotta have some structure.
Yeah, like me, I'm I'm refurbishing an old arcade right now. So like,
Yeah, you still working on that thing? That show's been done by now.
Hey man, I just on my days off when I work on it,
Yeah, like saying we're working all the time. So
just recently I put my roommate has a cat and he gets bothered by it coming in his room and he has to open the door, let it out all the time. So he bought a cat door.
Okay.
And so I had to install that because I'm the man in the house who's handy.
Yeah, see? Yeah. Like there is roles. Everybody has to play a role. So that's cool. Like if you're the guy who know how to fix stuff, step up, Don't be afraid to speak up. If you know you're good at something, speak up, you know?
While you were talking, I was thinking, I had this shirt that basically says "fuck your feelings."
Right.
It's a WWE shirt. It was a Becky Lynch shirt that says, "I don't care about your stupid feelings." And this is the time where she was really large and she was selling a lot of the man shirts. And I was thinking, I bought this shirt, but it was only one small run of it because it wasn't popular.
Really?
Yeah.
You see that? That's the world we live in.
Because it said,
gynocentric.
"I don't care about your stupid feelings." She wore it on TV once.
Wow.
They sold it, one small run, and then it was gone.
You can't find it no more.
No.
Wow. Because I saw that shirt, I was like, ooh, I like that shirt, man. I need to get that shirt. It's like, you can't find it no more? That sucks.
No.
See, this is the world we live in.
It shows you, yeah.
Feels before reels, man. Like,
before reels.
It's all about your feelings. Don't make people feel bad. It's like, no, you need to make people feel bad, but they need to get a shot in their butt sometime to kind of snap out of it, Like
Society full of participation trophies.
Exactly, man. So it's like, so if you got your young men coming up, you got your kids and nephews.
Did you hear about this generation? They said like if this generation goes to war.
Oh, we're doomed. We're doomed, man. Like China, they're like, okay, I'm gonna get to that too. Let me oh man, I lost train of thought. But this is where like when you mentioned China, because it just sparked a whole bunch of stuff in my mind. I was like, okay, because I just heard about this. China realized that they had a masculinity problem. The men were getting too feminine in China, so they had to they had to do a straight overhaul. It's like, okay, we need to get more masculine men. And this is going to be a little tinfoil right here, a little conspiracy right here. But China runs TikTok.
Yes, they do.
Our people are hypnotized and programmed by TikTok. Anything that has to do with masculinity is canceled. Everything that has to do with women exerting their authority, their so-called authority over men and expressing themselves, there's no problem. You can have a podcast on TikTok saying kill all men.
Shit on all men.
And they got that one chick like Dwala or whatever. They got that crazy crazy laugh. She's like super popular. Yeah. Rolla Tomasi talked about her, and I was like, oh, that terrible laugh. She's like super popular. I think she's like 7 million subscribers or something like some craziness. And it's like, and that's all they want to get that little kicks and laugh and hear that little crazy laugh. It's like, we are not a serious nation. Like China and Russia are gonna kick our tails if we don't get our act together. It's like we need to get men more masculine. We need to have women in their role. It's like the support role. It's like we don't want an army full of women out there because we're gonna get mopped. I don't care how many nuclear weapons we got. The nuclear weapons, it's gonna destroy everything. But we gotta get our act together because other countries are trying to take over. Pretty much what they're doing is using TikTok to have us infiltrate ourselves. And that's where we at right now. It's like not a country that I want to a future in the country I want to live in. It's like this looks real grim. So I want to get that message out there. It's okay, men, to be masculine. Like get yourselves out there, get some hobbies, boxing, mixed martial arts, basketball, something, team sports. Like these are going to help you uh, learn discipline, be able to work with others, teamwork. Like these things are very important.
Teamwork is important, man. A lot
Yeah,
of people don't know how to.
yeah, they don't know how to work together.
No, not at all.
Especially this new cell phone age is like everybody's on their phone. No one has no social skills anymore.
That's true. I was talking to my coworker. He just graduated high school, and he talks to me because he looks at me like a authority figure,
Nice.
kind of like a father. I don't know.
Big brother.
Yeah, big brother type of thing. He he's like, yeah, I think I'm really screwed up because of he's like social media and computers. He's like, I don't have any social skills. He's worried about getting his new job at a cafe because he's really shy.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
You
cripplingly
prime
shy.
example right there.
yeah,
You feel the fear, but you do it anyway. That's masculine, people.
it is.
That's what you want to do. Like, even though you don't feel like doing, you're afraid, you do it anyway. The guys that had to storm the beach of Normandy, they was afraid, but they had to do what it needed to be done. Like, did you want Germany to take over the world, or are we going to storm this beach and take back France?
Look at the beginning of Saving Private Ryan.
Oh yeah,
The D-Day landing.
Yeah,
That was like the best cinematic shot of that
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
yeah. That was the most realistic of them storming. It's like, whoa, and it's like you respect guys in the military. It's like, 'cause that ain't no joke to deal with, man. It's like these are
They had to
young
go through some
kids,
shit.
18, some even under 18. You know, they snuck into the military.
No, they're all forced to, right there.
Well, they had to at least be 18. Like some, they could get the parents to sign a release, and then some, they just flat out lied about the age to get in the military. They wanted to get their own little independence.
That was like the war they wanted to be in, but
yeah,
Vietnam War didn't, right?
yeah. Vietnam was a little iffy. Like, that was like a lot of stuff. So well, that's going off a whole nother tangent. This show is just about masculinity for the most part, but yeah, that's where it's at, people. It's like, don't be afraid to, like, because you're gonna get people that's gonna try to shame you. It's like, what are you doing? That's toxic. Blah, blah, blah. Why do you think that way? You know?
What would you say for the guys who are trying to date and they have trouble like showing their masculinity because they're worried about getting canceled or getting talked down to upon?
I say do it anyway. That's being masculine. You don't care about what people are gonna say because they're gonna judge you regardless.
If she doesn't like it, I guess she's not for you then,
Yeah,
right?
totally. It's like you got to get with a woman that's gonna be on your page, but you got to be able to command that respect. So you got to be on your job. You got to make sure you get your money in your pocket. You got to have full control of your life. That's another step of being masculine.
Also, putting girls in their place. They love that shit.
Yeah, and not being afraid to
And that's
exert
also
that.
part of
Yeah.
being
So like
masculine.
saying, it's feeling the fear and doing it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, you demand your respect.
Mhm.
That's the key. It's like, you don't have to like me, but you will respect me. And that's what today's culture is kind of programmed young men. Is like, everybody needs to like me. No one needs to really like you, because they may like you, but they may not respect you
Yeah, they're
because they
lacking
know
that
you're a
respect.
pushover. You know?
Yep.
that's-
I was raised that way, man.
Yeah, no,
It's terrible.
dude, I can totally relate, man, because I thought the same way, man.
I feel like when I was growing up, I was like a masculine kid, and throughout the years, it's been chipped away from me.
Mm.
Because I remember I used to get in trouble, and teachers would be like, "Oh, you're supposed to be nice to girls," and my mom was like, "You don't treat girls like that. You're supposed to treat them like this." And yeah, I felt that really screwed me up.
Yeah. Yeah. It happened to us all, man. That was, raised in single mother household, man. It's like, it is what it is, but you got to make up for the lost time and put that work in. And then here we are. We out here, like, trying to get the message out there, because this, like I said, this is ground zero in the Bay Area. It's like, it's so many feminine men in the Bay Area. Emo, painting fingernails, like,
Let me ask you this: you ever got your mom so mad at you that she's like, "You're just like your father"?
Oh, of course, all the time.
How that
Yeah.
make you feel? If you're like, "Ooh, I don't want to be like that."
Yeah, totally. It make me feel like every time I did anything, it made, like I said, it didn't make me feel comfortable exerting certain things that might remind my mom of my father.
Same.
And so, yeah,
That's
it
all it
totally,
is.
it damaged me a little bit. It took me some time to kind of realize, okay, maybe I need to rethink this,
Yeah.
And it took some time, like, and pretty much where it was is like, I didn't start exerting certain masculine traits until it was the bare minimum. I was fed up. Like, it's like someone's teasing you, or someone said something, or someone kept doing something that was disrespecting you. It didn't hit you you didn't speak up something to you, it's like you got past, you know what I'm saying? You got past that limit and you blow up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like you don't want to get to that point. You want to nip it in the bud when it first starts. So don't be afraid to express yourself, and you might have to hurt some feelings sometimes. And so you got to be comfortable with the decisions you make and then move forward. If they can't understand and respect your boundaries, you move forward. You don't have to tolerate people that are not respecting you. You are the one that shows how you're going to be treated. So if you let people treat you in a certain way, other people gonna see that. Well, they're gonna treat you how you let them treat you.
Exactly. If you ever get like disrespected, you put that you stop that right there. You tell them, you put them in their place. Basically, you command respect from the beginning, or else if you let them walk all over you, they're gonna continue to do it. I know, cause I've let that happen to me.
Yeah.
Plenty of times.
So I would go back and like watch like old school movies, like prime example, like even like
I'd say
old,
watch those old Sean Connery interviews.
yeah. Oh, yo, dude, that one was like that. They used to play that today, man. It's like, oh my god, it's so toxic. But like, yeah, even the old Marlon Brando movies, like you can watch a lot of like mannerisms, how to have proper body language, how you carry yourself. But you have to have the confidence in yourself. You have to believe that you can do something. So you got to practice. Practice makes perfect, young men. Like you have to get yourself out there and try new things, especially while you're young. You got to get up and fail, try again. You know, that's how you learn and figure out what you're trying to do with yourself. You don't want to try to do this stuff later on in life. You want to get this stuff out the way early so you have some experience and then build your confidence up. That's how it works, guys. So
yeah, believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself, and then like saying, try new things, get hobbies, get mentors. That's where it's at, man. So
get a group of guys who just always.
But get guys that you look up to.
Yeah.
Get guys you look up to.
Guys who are gonna bring you up.
Yeah. So.
And challenge you in a fun way.
Yes. Yeah. Totally. So. That's all I have to say on masculinity. So anything you got, my man?
No, I pretty much covered that, I think.
All right. Yeah. We got our contacts on different stuff that you have ideas on the show that you want to send to us. You can email us.
Yep. Black and Tan 415 at Gmail. And you can reach us on social media, Instagram, Bay Area Black and Tan.
We even got our little Facebook as well. It's gonna be a Black and Tan Bay Area podcast. So right. we're out here. We're trying to get the message out there, and it's like saying, this ground zero right here is a confusing world we live in right now. And like saying Bay Area, I would say Atlanta, New York. It's like ground zero of bizarro world. Even sometimes like I'd say even Oregon too.
It's starting to.
Yeah,
like,
Oregon.
Oregon, Washington, the whole Pacific
Northwest, yes. So the last like places of like true old school masculinity, like maybe Texas, Louisiana, maybe even Miami, because like they were one of the first states to open up. Like that's like a lot. That's like you got fresh fit out there. It's different people out there. Like Miami's a whole different mentality. Everybody got like kind of hustle mentality out there. Yeah. So
they get all the girls from all around the country.
Yeah, that's the toughest dating market by far. You can't be broke and get a hot chick. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have your stuff together, or at least look like you got your stuff together out there. So
that's right.
So yeah, that's it, man. Like, what is masculine to us is like saying, believing in yourself, having confidence, and putting yourself out there even you're afraid.
You don't gotta be afraid.
So we out. This is the Black and Tan Bay Area podcast, and we'll be back at you.
That's right. Let's keep the conversation going.